And I've been a big fan of Korn for a long time. Most people that like rock and roll or heavy metal obviously love Korn because all their music across the board I tend to find to be excellent. So many bands only have a few songs you like. It's very few, in my view, like Metallica or Megadeth, where just every one of them are excellent. And Korn is right up there with them. But what I really admire about Korn now, I know they've always been somewhat political, promoting liberty, is that this is a very bold, almost documentary, this particular music video, spike in my veins, because it is, if you're a radio listener, you got to go watch the video online. It is exposing, Justin Bieber and the whole pop psychology and Miley Cyrus and just all of it and how it all ties in to the overall police state that's expanding with all the images that are taking place on the screen. And if we can get, top platinum groups like Korn and so many others who've had the courage to speak out against the system to go public, then it won't be as dangerous to do. We can cause a total paradigm shift, which is what their new album's called, the paradigm shift, where it's not about Republican or Democrat. It's not about all this garbage. It's about a one-party system we've got absolutely destroying our future. Now, enough of me giving my interpretation, because I've never talked to him before, except for saying hi to him on Skype. Jonathan Davis is, of course, plays guitar as well, but he joins us. He's the lead singer and the front man for Korn. Korn.com. Facebook is just Korn. Twitter, it's twitter.com/Korn. YouTube, Korn channel, where you can see the video in full that we were just playing a clip of. And they join us, or he joins us right now. So, Jonathan, I really want to salute you. I know you've always had courage, but it's bold to have videos that have the dear leader on them, our Lord and Savior, Barack Obama.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh?
Well, I know folks that are big entertainment, and they're all scared. They don't like Bush either, but, they don't like what Obama's doing, but they're scared to ever even criticize him in any way. Well, tell us about the video. Tell us why you made it and what's going on.
I just think, well, for a long time I've been into what's going on with our country. I'm not necessarily considered myself a political person, but over the years I've seen what's been going on, and it's called to me that it's time to do something about what's going on with our country and the system and everything that's going on. It seems really sad that everybody's so asleep and oblivious to the fact that the country is in media to, capture people's attention or take away from the fact that, what's going on with our country. It really freaked me out when the whole Miley Cyrus thing was going on, and when that went down, Barack passed that new law that he can imprison anyone he wants. He doesn't have to charge them. He can keep them there as long as he wants. It's just basically all our liberties are being taken away one by one. And finally, I feel like it's time that I got to do something and let these, try and get as many people as we can to wake up and see what's really going on.
Well, I think you just said it. And as Mark Twain first said, in the beginning, a patriot is a scarce man, hated, feared, and scorned. But in time, when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, because then it costs nothing to be a patriot. And again, I watched your music video. It exposes the entire system. It covers it all. And this threatens the power structure, because if others begin to follow suit, that's going to be it for their whole system. As you said, it's a paradigm shift. Tell us about the paradigm shift.
I think it's time for us as normal people to come up and fight against the powers that be. I think this country was founded and based in the beginning and set up for us to have revolutions when we don't like our government and what our government has done and taken over and taken away all our privacy and, all the things going on with the drones and everything. Everything. It's a scary time, and I think that someone's got to do it in our position. Someone's got to, speak out to the younger audience and let them know what's going on and try to wake up and take back their privacy.
Well, when we think about the raping of our privacy, it's beyond 1984.
Oh, it is, dude. They're everywhere. Look at it. Big Brother is alive and well. You're looking at me on my camera phone. It wasn't about putting up cameras. I think we already got the cameras everywhere. You can't tell me that there's no back doors for everybody to see. For the powers that be can see what we're doing and watch what we're doing at all times. I'm not comfortable with that, and I think it needs to go. They're getting ready they're building that huge-ass building. The NSA is for all the spying, and it's just going to get worse and worse, and I mean, it's scary times, brother.
That's right, and it's totally illegal as well, but they're just doing it. And I noticed in your music video, you show a bunch of the pop people up front, and that was my interpretation, but you just said it, that they're using this to project and distract us with all this empty fluff while our basic freedoms are being drained away.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Nobody cares what's going on behind the closed doors when Obama makes all these crazy laws that take away more and more of our privacy and make him more of a dictator. Something's got to happen, man. It's got to stop.
Well, you just said it. Wow. Obama becoming a dictator, and then when he leaves, the Republicans will have dictatorial power. Why do you think Obama is becoming a dictator? Give us your breakdown on that.
I mean, I said it before. I think he's an Illuminati puppet.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, it just doesn't make sense, the whole thing. I mean, the guy comes from out of nowhere. He gets made president. All this stuff starts happening. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. I mean, and to really top it off, I'm not really a political person. I don't know much about it. I'm just worried about my privacy and my children's privacy. And you know, this being America, we're supposed to be landing free, and it's becoming a police state. It's just crazy.
Well, no army can stop an idea whose time has come, and you talk about a paradigm shift. I'm seeing a paradigm shift. But it's so exciting to see you and your tour and your music and your band promoting basic freedom. That's a breath of fresh air. Tell us about your tour.
Yeah, we're going. I leave today to go to New Zealand, Australia, and Singapore. So I just go all over the world and do what we do, and that's just rocking out, having fun, having kids come out and have a good time. And if they get something, if they take something away from that and see what's going on in the world, I mean, hopefully that'll be in our world just enough just to get things going, because I really want something to happen. This is ridiculous.
Well, what you're doing as a humble man saying, I'm not really a political person, it's the political people that are in the controlled paradigm. It's the average person who's just been successful with their own art, their own ideas, their own businesses, who has the real right to speak and say, I don't want you stealing my data. I don't want you violating my Bill of Rights. I don't want you violating my Constitution. And it's going to be not just people like yourself or myself. It's going to be the common person just saying no and removing their consent verbally that will bring the system down. And I believe we are getting close to the paradigm shift. Why did you call the new album Paradigm Shift? Is it your attempt to help create the paradigm shift?
You know, well, for us, we called it that because there was a paradigm shift going on within our band. We had our old guitar player come back. He'd been gone for 10 years, and everything started to shift for us. But, I mean, I can see where you could see that even that paradigm shift's going on with us right now politically. But for us, that's the reason why we called it that. It was a shift within our band.
What's the response of your huge fan base around the world, the tens of millions of Korn addicts out there? What has their response been to you calling out the NSA, calling out Obama, calling out the Republicans, calling out the entire criminal regime?
I mean, overall, the fans have been saying, you know, giving us, you know, kudos to you for having the balls to make a video like that. The response has been overwhelming. It's been really, really good, and it really feels good to see that kids are starting to understand this and starting to get it.
Well, for those that don't know, the reason I really admire what you're doing is I happen to know a lot of big rock and roll people and other folks. And, you know, Dave Mustaine's had the courage to go on air. People like Billy Corgan have had the courage to go on air and criticize the system. And I happen to know, you know, that all those people end up getting some type of repercussion. And I know so many other big people that are scared to even say anything, even mild. And the fact that it's called courage by your fans, which it is courage in this world of tyranny, as George Orwell said, in a world of universal deceit, telling the truth, a revolutionary act, it shows how far down the rabbit hole of tyranny we are, that it is ballsy for you to have the will in your band to put out that music video. Yeah,
it is. I guess it is. I mean, for us, it was just, we were having fun. It's like, let's really throw all this out there and see what happens, you know, because every time I've ever said anything against Obama or any kind of done anything political like that, I end up Huffington Post, all this stuff. It's so funny. I have clips I've saved where, like, I called Obama a puppet, or when I wanted a certain political or a presidential candidate, all this stuff. It's funny how you just say something like that and it gets so much coverage. So hopefully this is going to help.
Well, it certainly is. Talking about the rest of the band, who contributed? I mean, you all made the music, you all contributed, but who directed the video? Because it's so well done.
You know, I don't even know the director's name. I'm sorry.
No, it was collaborative then. The whole group put it together.
Yeah, collaborative. We had this idea, and it was really interesting. It was the first time I ever did a video with big robot cameras, and I kept tweeting that day. I remember when cameras were run by human beings, and it's pretty funny how our world's turning into just being observed with robots. And that was one of the reasons why we had those. It was pretty cool.
Sure. Well, a lot of times we end up finishing a video and we go, now, who directed this? And nobody knows because it's all collaborative. But that's when you put something really good out, is when everybody just gets in there and it just suddenly comes out. But, man, I'm telling you, you're leading the revolution here, and I'm sure you know that if we can get people in entertainment, people in music, that's why the system tries to keep you guys under a thumb, to break out, it's over for the establishment. What do you see in the future, either outside of Illuminati control or if we don't defeat them?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's pretty insane that the world, you know, internationally in the world, there's a lot of places that are rising up having revolutions because they don't like their government. I just think it's time for us to follow suit.
Well, exactly. If we had a Republican in there doing this, I'd want him impeached. But because he supposedly has the moral high ground and he's a liberal, any criticism of him is basically like blasphemy or something. I'm sorry, Obama's not my God, and I shouldn't have to worship him.
No, that's everyone's right to do whatever they want. That's why we have this country.
Now, Jonathan Davis, you know I can talk a lot, but I want to give you in the 5-6 minutes we have left a chance to basically take over the airwaves and just anything you want to talk about, anything in the world going on. After this interview's over, I know you're going to wish you would have said something, so say it now.
I just want us to become the country we used to be. I remember when I was a kid how amazing our country was. And as I've grown up and watched things happen, I just want it to be like it used to be. And like I said, I'm not a really political person. I don't want to come off like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I really want to leave a world for my kids to, you know, have the liberties and the privacy that this country was founded on. So, that being said, that's just my goal, and that's it. That's really it.
So you're standing up, and you know what's happening's not good.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. I mean, that's why I say, why isn't there a bigger revolution in this country? They're illegally spying on everything we do. Why not live in glass houses? I mean, if you don't have privacy, you don't have freedom, you're a slave. It's that simple.
It's really that simple. Nobody wants the government knowing what they're doing. The government, it's none of their business. It's crazy that this is happening.
Well, what would you do if you caught some neighbor climbing your fence, looking in your window at night? Even if you're a nice guy, and I'm a nice guy, I would probably walk out and punch him in the face. But then government is staring in our windows, staring into our bedrooms, everything we do, and it's like, well, they're the government. No. It's even worse for them to do it historically.
Yeah, it's worse. I mean, I'm hearing stories that they're just trying to take our guns now. There's all kinds of scary stuff going on. It's sad, bro. We need to get it together.
Korn.com. You know, I haven't downloaded the entire record yet because I've been watching them on your YouTube site. But I got to say, out of all your records, this one is one of the best. How do you guys keep it so original? Because talking to other big music talents, they say that's the biggest thing. It's easy to do 1 record, 2 records, 3 really hard, 4 super hard. I mean, is that true? It gets harder each time?
I think it gets harder each time if you don't experiment. For us, we've always tried to be innovators. We've always tried to do something different from the last record, and that's what keeps it fun for us. So I think that's the longevity of the band. We've been around so long because we're constantly evolving and being artists. I mean, you don't want to do the same thing over and over again. So I feel blessed just to still be here after 20 years doing this.
Well, we got to salute the rest of your band because, I mean, I'm sure they all had to agree to be part of this evil sacrilege, this blasphemy of criticizing the dear leader. So, wow, they sound like thought criminals like you.
We all are, right? The world needs us, Alex.
They certainly do. Wow. Well, when are you going to be touring back in the United States?
I believe I'll be doing some shows when I get back in April. I believe that's when we're going to be doing some more shows, and then we got some summer tours, stuff like that, but we're always constantly touring. We don't stop.
All right. Well, listen, Jonathan Davis, I really appreciate you spending so much time with us. Korn.com. Folks can find you at Facebook.com/Korn, Twitter.com/Korn. Give us just closing thoughts on the place humanity is right now. I think you've already said it, though. Now's the time to stand up, speak out, or be slaves.
Exactly. You can't, change has to come, and it's going to be from the people. And definitely this system we got right now is not working, so it's time to change it.
All right. Well, I hope when you get back to the U.S. sometime that we can get a chance to interview you in studio or send a camera over to meet the rest of the crew. Thank you so much, Jonathan Davis.
Thank you, Alex. You're amazing, man.
No, you guys are. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother.
Wow. Folks, again, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know the courage it takes when you're in entertainment. The whole system comes after you, and I can't get into the stories because they're confidential. But it's well known how they try to keep people on a short leash.